What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again today for the final season preview. We have finally made it here on the last day. I've done 32 straight days of videos, although I have done multiple videos on some days to catch up. 32 days, we've made it. Ending off with the Winnipeg Jets. Let's get right into it. The President's Trophy winners from last season. Will they do it again? I don't think so. GM, Kevin Cheveldayoff, year 14, second longest tenured GM in the NHL. I'm convinced he has to kill someone to get fired. Coach Scott O'Neill is going into year, as I didn't write it on the board, but I believe it's year 2 behind the bench. I believe he took over last year. Let me check that honestly real quick. We're going to do a live on air make sure, because I did not do my research beforehand for whatever reason. O'Neill, coaching career. And let's see, head coaching record. Oh no, that was actually his first year as head coach, really? Well, my apologies. Huh. First year, and he took this team to a President's Trophy. Way to kick off your Jets career in coaching. So, Scott O'Neill, head coach, got the most out of this team, clearly. First line, Kyle Connor, $7.142 million until 2026. He's due for an extension. Scheifele, $8.5 million until 2031. Velarde, $7.5 million until 2031. So you got those guys locked up. Good. Niederreiter, $4 million until 2027. Jonathan Toews, $2 million until 2026, and Cole Perfetti, $3.25 million until 2026, where he will be an RFA. I don't think he's been extended yet. I don't remember seeing anything about him being extended, but he could have been. If so, my apologies. Third line, you have Iafallo, $3.666 million until 2028. Nemestikov, $3 million until 2027, and Nyquist, $3.25 million until 2026. Fourth line, Tanner Pearson, $1 million until 2026. Morgan Barron, $1.85 million until 2027, and Koepke, $1 million until 2026. Overall, aside from the first line, it is a rather cheap forward core, and it's impressive, but we'll get into why I think it's not at the same time. Depth-wise, this team has a lot. Firstly, you have Adam Lowry, $3.25 million until 2026. He's normally going to be your second-line center, I presume, and if not third-line center, you switch the lines around. You probably put Nemestikov on the wing, Koepke or Pearson finds themselves out of the lineup, or Lowry takes some spot in the middle six. He's not going on the fourth line. He's going to be your second or third-line center, depending on how Toews does, I assume, coming out of the gate, because Toews has not been in the league for 2 years. You have Gustafsson, who's an RFA in 2026. You have Walker Dewar. Di Giuseppe was added. Anderson Dolan. Shaw. And then you get into your young guys. Lambert, RFA in 2027. Chabrikov. I remember seeing his name around. RFA in 2026. Yeager and Barlow, both RFAs in 2028. Some youth coming along in this lineup as well. Kupari and Vesalainen are both currently RFAs. See if they get anything. Kupari, really probably the least valuable asset from that Dubois trade. You got Iafallo, you got Velarde, but Kupari really just hasn't taken that stride with Winnipeg. Looking at the defense, Morrissey, $6.25 million until 2028. DeMello, $4.9 million until 2028. Sandberg and Pionk both got their extensions. Sandberg, $5.75 million until 2028, and Pionk, $7 million until 2031. You have Hayden Fleury, $950,000 until 2027, and Luke Shen, $2.75 million until 2026. So a lot of money coming off the defense core in 2028. So we'll look forward to see that happen. You have depth also on the defense. Colin Miller, $1.5 million until 2026. Logan Stanley, $1.25 million until 2026. I really thought Morrissey, Stanley, Sandberg, and Pionk were going to be the core four of that defense in Winnipeg, and it was just going to dominate for a while. And Stanley was kind of the odd one out. He never really took that next step. But maybe, there's always hope. There's always hope. Hinola, who's an RFA in 2026. Isaac Phillips is an RFA in 2027. Kale Clegg is here. And then Salomonson, RFA in 2027. Their first-round pick was also Bormadini. So someone to look forward to that is coming up in the defensive side. Goaltending, it starts and ends with Connor Hellebuck. He's the second goaltender in my lifetime to win a Hart Trophy as league MVP. He's won the Vezina back-to-back years. The questions are his playoff record. His regular seasons are solid. $8.5 million until 2031. So you have 3 pretty big contracts coming off the books in 2031. Add 4 if you add Pionk's. Comrie's got $825,000 until 2026. You look at the additions and subtractions. Additions: Tays, Nyquist, Pearson, Koepke. I also didn't put DiGiuseppe on there, but he's there. Subtractions: Appleton, who had a really good run in the playoffs. Ehlers, who's been part of their core for a very long time. Tanev and Coghlan and Tony Nato. Both Coghlan goes back to Vegas and Tony Nato goes to Chicago. So this team won the President's Trophy. Why do I not think they're going to win it again? I don't see enough here. I think losing Ehlers is going to really hurt this team more than this team realizes. I don't think Tays is really going to have the effect that this team seems to have. I think his leadership's going to be great off the ice. It's more so about how is he going to come back after 2 years away from the game. Is he going to fit right into that lineup right away? You're starting the season without Lowry. And while you have depth, it's not depth that's going to take you over the top. I see Nino Niederreiter at this point in his career. I don't see a second-line player. Perfetti, that's a good piece. You put him and Ehlers on each side, I'd say it looks like a lot better of a top 6. Put Lowry in the middle, but Lowry's hurt, Ehlers is gone, and Tays, we don't know how he's going to be. Iafallo, Nemestikov, Nyquist. Nyquist is a good third-line guy. I kind of see him and Niederreiter as kind of the same player at this point. Nemestikov, third-line center. Solid, you play third and fourth. Barron's a solid fourth-line center. Pearson and Koepke, really depth guys you could fill out as you wait for the younger guys to come along. The defense, I could say, is solid. The top 4 is solid. The bottom 2 pair, Schen's a good bottom pair defenseman. Hayden Fleury you prefer as your 7th defenseman. We'll see if Colin Miller, Stanley, or Heinola really find themselves into that spot. Goaltending, if they ride Hellebuck into the ground again, we'll see what happens in the playoffs, because I'm expecting this team to make the playoffs. I'm not expecting them to have the crazy year they had this year. Speaking of recent history, 2023 they go 46, 33, and 3 after missing the playoffs in 2022 that's the one time they missed in a span of 10 years. 95 points that season for 14th in the league. They lose to Vegas in the first round in 5. 2024, 52, 24, and 6, 110 points for 5th in the league. They lose to the Colorado Avalanche in 5 in the first round. 2025, President's Trophy winners, 56, 22, 4, 116 points for 1st in the league. So 110 got them 5th. 116 this year gets them 1st. And they lose in the second round to the Dallas Stars in 6. I look at this team and I'm just not very threatened by it. I mean, that top line of Connor, Scheifele, Velarde, that's dangerous, don't get me wrong. Hellebuck and net, you have pretty much the best goaltender in the game right there. I mean, judging by awards, that is. The defense, Morrissey, DeMello, Sandberg, Pionk, looks good. It's the star power, the talent of this team that really concerns me if they're going to get over the top. I just don't see enough of it on this team. They got plenty of depth. They got plenty of depth on both sides, the offense and the defense. Goaltending, if Comrie goes down, I'd be concerned. If anything, there's rumored to be 2 teams now. We're talking about getting Carter Hart. Vegas is one of them. And I heard Utah was the other, but I think it would make more sense if Winnipeg was more in on him. Carter Hart's a reliable backup, having not played in a year. I still think it's a better option than Comrie, who'd you rather have as a third goaltender at this point. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with me for all these 32 season previews. And we're going to get into some other stuff going into preseason, including predictions and some other fun videos I think you all will enjoy. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I shall see you all in the next one. Have a good one.